Archaeology has its inception in the ancient civilization's fascination with the past. Herodotus, a Greek philosopher, was the first to research the past in depth and may have been the first to investigate artifacts. Archaeologists have discovered hundreds of artifacts from various periods of human history since then. The objects in this list are among the oldest ever discovered in their respective categories. Some of the earliest items on this list predate Homo sapiens and were most likely made by early human forebears like Homo erectus. So, for today's video, here are the 6 most iconic ancient artifacts. But before we get into it, do me a favor and smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button for notifications whenever a new video is published. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Number 6. Olmec Colossal Heads. The Olmec civilization sprang from the marshy woodlands of the Mexican Gulf Coast between 400 and 1400 BC and is sometimes referred to as Mesoamerica's mother culture. In the year AD, more than 2 millennia had passed. A farmer mining the same area in 1862 discovered a massive stone skull. It was the first of 17 such heads discovered so far, all of which are believed to represent portraits of Olmec monarchs. The enormous statues range in height from 5 to 10 feet tall and weigh more than a comprehensive elephant. Surly guys with almond-shaped eyes, flat noses, and full lips are depicted. However, each head has a distinct appearance, attitude, and headgear, supporting the theory that the carved stones represent certain leaders. The first unintentional finding took place at Tres Zapote in the Tuxtlas Mountains foothills, which gave the basalt stone for their construction. However, archaeologists eventually discovered the majority of the heads at the ancient capitals of San Lorenzo and La Venta, approximately 60 miles from the basalt source. It's unknown how the Olmec moved these large rocks, which were finally carved and exhibited in central plazas, despite the fact that it must have been arduous. Furthermore, other heads appear to have been smashed and buried long ago, prompting some archaeologists to believe that earlier sculptures were purposefully destroyed when new monarchs acquired control. Number 5. Venus of Willendorf. Venus of Willendorf is the feminine symbol of the Ice Age, being short, plump, and approximately 30,000 years old. The 4-inch tall doll has distinct breasts, buttocks, belly button, and genital lips, but no feet or facial characteristics. Her head is covered by braids or a knit hat, and traces of color imply the tan limestone relic was formerly painted red. The figure was discovered in 1908, approximately a week into investigations at Willendorf II, an Austrian site near the Danube River about 50 miles south of Vienna. Several further excavations took place there in the 1900s and 2000s, using ever-improving procedures, yielding 2 less famous Venus figurines and hundreds of stone implements. Nearly 200 identical statuettes have been discovered in Europe, dating from 23,000 to 40,000 years old. Whereas these objects are known as Venuses after the Roman goddess of love and childbirth, the sculptures survived at least 20 millennia before classical Rome. Researchers speculate that the figurines acted as reproductive symbols, self-portraits, or erotic artifacts, but it's unknown why Ice Age humans sculpted them. In any event, Venus of Willendorf's alleged sex appeal didn't last. In a 2011 poll of 161 students, she earned an average rating of 0.14 on a 5-point scale ranging from repulsive to highly attractive. Number 4. Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone, a priestly edict published in 196 BC, establishing King Ptolemy V's divine worship on the first anniversary of his ascension, is a tedious read. However, the phrase was chipped into the black stone 3 times in distinct scripts: ancient Greek, formal hieroglyphs from ancient Egypt, and a more relaxed, cursive demotic writing. And the decipherment of Egyptian hieroglyphs was made possible by that multilingual tri-script inscription, which unlocked all of the ancient civilization's texts. The relic was discovered in Egypt in 1799 by French soldiers during Napoleon's War and eventually ended up in London when British troops beat the French in 1801. Because experts and the general public knew ancient Greek, the stone's potential for decoding hieroglyphs was instantly recognized. Jean-Francois Champollion, on the other hand, would have to wait another 20 years to crack the secret. Number 3. King Tut's funerary mask. When you say pharaoh, generally individuals consider of King Tutankhamun's burial mask. The shrouded mummy of the Egyptian monarch who died in 1323 BC was topped with a 24-pound face facsimile at the age of 19 after only 10 years in power. Lapis lazuli, turquoise, and other semi-precious stones gleam on a solid gold ground. The vulture and snake deities, who jointly signified the unity of Lower and Upper Egypt, are shown on the chin with a tube-like beard, while the vulture and cobra are depicted on the head. When British archaeologist Howard Carter found King Tut's largely complete tomb in the Valley of the Kings, a royal burial area along the Nile River, in 1922, the mask resurfaced in the modern world. Most Egyptian royal tombs have been looted by contemporary and ancient robbers throughout the centuries. Thus, Tut's burial chamber was the first to show the incredible treasure that pharaohs buried with him. Number 2. Dead Sea Scrolls. Muhammad ed-Dib, a Bedouin shepherd, went looking for a stray goat along the rugged cliffs that bordered the Dead Sea in 1947. What started out as a goat hunt turned into one of the biggest archaeological finds of the 20th century. Ed-Dib unearthed clay jars crammed with ancient scrolls in a tiny cave, the first of approximately 1,000 ragged writings written between 300 BC and 300 AD. About 230 of the Dead Sea Scrolls translate stories from the Hebrew Bible or Christianity's Old Testament. However, these versions likely precede the Bible's compilation. Other religious materials, such as prayers, hymns, and regulations, are included in the remaining sections. The archive includes ancient Paleo-Hebrew, multiple Aramaic dialects, Greek, Latin, and Arabic, in addition to Hebrew. Number 1. Terracotta Army. Imagine spending more than 30 years constructing your tomb, motivated by unlimited power, money, and a desire for wickedness. Even yet, your tomb may pale in comparison to the structure built by Qin Shi Huang, the first monarch of undivided China, who reigned from 210 to 221 BC. More than 700,000 laborers toiled on the site, which covers 22 square miles, significantly more territory than most college campuses, according to old Chinese literature. Dancers and acrobat sculptures, jewel carriages, and bronze ducks in diorama-like waterways may all be seen at the site. The Terracotta Army, thousands of life-size clay soldiers lining trenches in military formation, is undoubtedly its most famous feature. The first statue was unearthed in 1974 by farmers excavating a well. 3 large excavations since then have unearthed 2,000 more troops, while another 6,000 are presumably still buried. Depending on their distinctive hairdos, hats, tunics, facial hair, and functional bronze weapons that remain amazingly sharp to this day, each statue appears to reflect a genuine soldier in Qin Shi Huang's military. That concludes our video. So, which of the 6 ancient artifacts is the most iconic one? Do you know other ancient artifacts that is not included in the video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and bell for notifications of our future content. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.